Hello and welcome to the Average Initiative, the average podcast by average guys that know an average amount about an average amount. We're going to talk about it anyway. My name is Lewis.
And I'm Lewis.
Oh, you
I got
you
you
did it
back
to
for
me
last
this
week.
week.
Hey.
I
Doesn't quite
feel
work as
like
well.
somehow deep down I knew that was coming.
Yeah, well, it's because we're so connected, because we're both Lewis.
Yeah, that's so weird.
You see, that's
what are the
the
chances?
thing. Very
Uh,
weird.
anyway, how are you doing, Lewis?
How's your week been, Lewis?
Um,
At the ripe old age
oh,
of 24?
yeah, it's been good, thank you, Lewis. I had my
Hey.
birthday. Wait, we've already had one. We've done one since my birthday, haven't we? Or haven't we? When was the last episode? I can't even remember.
Yeah, but I don't know. I can't remember if we mentioned it or not.
Oh, we did,
in the
yeah,
middle of the week.
I think we spoke about
Like Thursday.
yeah, we spoke about the t-shirt that you got me.
I did. It was a very good t-shirt, and he
It was a
was
very good t-shirt.
ecstatic, ladies and gentlemen. He was so ecstatic.
I was.
And since then, everyone I've told about it was like, "Did you get yourself one?" I was like, "No, I'm an idiot. I forgot."
Maybe I'll get you one for your birthday, or is that just
Oh,
too unoriginal?
thanks.
Maybe I should get you something else. I'll have a think. I'll have a think.
Give it, yeah. Have a sit down and have a googs.
There's a very strong
Mhm.
chance it has our logo on it.
Right. So, what are we talking about today, Lewis?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Lewis. We're today we're going to be talking about.
I'm George, by the way. If anyone was wondering.
You're telling me
But
this
no,
now.
well, I thought 12 episodes in, it's only right.
I mean, it's not like we're going to have any new listeners, so you probably didn't even need to say that. Everyone, anybody that's already listening already knows who you are.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a kind of positive attitude.
That is a very valid point.
What are we talking about today, Lewis? George?
Exactly.
I knew you were.
And then my eyes started glowing blue, and everything in my room started like rising off the floor. It's a bit weird.
Man, that didn't happen in my room. I'm a little bit offended. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you there. Do the explaining.
That's right. I'm just waiting for the room to sell. Yeah. So each week we're going to give our thoughts and our episode breakdown, and just kind of chat about what we liked, really, what we didn't like, what we think, what might be coming up. Hopefully, less speculation about the devil in this one, but
nope.
Who knows?
I still think Mephisto's going to show up at some point.
I would scream if he did. Could you imagine the outrage if you want Mephisto with you, Mephisto, but you at least see him coming. No,
there's a new Captain America, and he walks out, and it's just Mephisto.
Exactly, like a big name tag. They stick on ones that like, "Hi, my name is blank."
Yeah.
So let's to start off. What did you think of this episode?
I quite enjoyed this episode. It's very much an episode 1. Stay with me on this. I think this show. So there's going to be 6 episodes. They're a little bit longer than the WandaVision ones. I definitely think this show is going to be more like just a long Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Rather than it's less episodic than WandaVision was. So this is sort of just essentially like probably not even the full first act of said movie kind of thing. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect too much from it.
Yeah, this one wasn't even like setting up the characters up. This was just saying like where they're at now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's jumping you back into post blip, post snap. Sam and Bucky.
I thought you said Sam and Bucky. I was like, what's a Sam and Bucky? I did enjoy, speaking of the post blip, like the bit with the bank. Full spoilers, by the way, about this episode.
Oh, I haven't watched it.
What? Oh, it's gonna be a very short episode then. The bit in the bank where they talk about the financial records and stuff, because someone I was speaking to in the week was saying like they don't mention like that side of things. Like, if half the if 3 to 4 billion people just vanished off the earth, what the hell kind of economy does that leave? And when they suddenly come back, what happens then? Because is the infrastructure in place to suddenly welcome back all these people? And
it's a good point.
I'm glad we're kind of seeing
they would have adapted over those 5 years, wouldn't they? Somewhat. It's not like they can just unfreeze. Well, can they just unfreeze everyone's accounts, or like do their accounts still exist, kind of thing, like your bank account? Or
exactly. People who own debt or contracts. What happens then?
You would have hoped that they would just cut off everyone's debts, but what the word is like. They'd probably stick them all back on once they came back.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad they kind of touched on that, because that's kind of the hard thing for Far From Home to deal with, which is the only kind of post snap thing besides WandaVision we've seen. and
it didn't really touch on it that much. I don't think Far From Home did it really.
No, they kind of dealt with the whole, what if people have aged in that time and you haven't, which is understandable. So yeah, I kind of enjoyed that. What was my favorite scene? My favorite scene was probably the opening.
Yeah. So, well, it opens on Sam, and he's he's doing his ironing. He's Iron Man. He's the new Iron Man. Scene end. No. And then so he looks like he's getting ready for a funeral or something or other, which is what I thought at first. But later on, I think we find out that that's not the case. But then can't speak. It goes to Sam on a plane. So clearly he's on a mission, which looks like he's helping out the army. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, he says he has like government contracts and things.
So clearly, is he still an Avenger? Are they still doing avenging?
Well, is he now just
contracted?
Yeah, is he just a mercenary for hire? Like, because he does kill people.
He absolutely wrecks house.
Yeah,
this is what I wanted from this series.
I was going to say, watching it, I was like, I bet Lewis is absolutely wetting himself over this at the minute. Like,
I know this can sound really sad, but I kind of got you know when you watch a really epic movie and you kind of get that like wave that goes over your body, like you like the portal scene, but like obviously a much less scale.
Yeah.
But when you get that sort of like wave of like goosebumps that goes over you, so I'm watching it, I like tapping Cassidy, I'm like, oh my, he's doing it. He's doing the things. He's flying.
I knew you'd like that bit. Like this is the first time we've seen a fully unleashed Falcon. Like,
100%. Yeah.
I think since Civil War, but then even then, like you didn't get to spend the whole time with him.
It seems like every time they show Falcon, apart from like the two Avengers films, because he wasn't in it too much, but each time you see him in a larger capacity, they're showing more and more of what he can do, like more skills. So clearly he is adapting sort of over time, and he is learning how to use his stuff more and for more uses. That makes sense.
Yeah. Did you notice he kept using like his wings as shields in this?
I did. Do you reckon that's a cool forward? Or like
maybe, yeah. Like
because he's going to have to, if he becomes Captain America, that's kind of like the whole shtick.
Exactly. Yeah. Like
if you can't block, then you're kind of out of job, which he might be anyway.
Well, yeah. Like, I feel like there's going to be a bit where he hasn't got his wings or they're damaged and he's using the shield and like maybe it won't be so ham-fisted as like, wow, because you don't need the wings to shield you anymore, but it'll be a similar esque thing. But then we also follow Bucky and what he's been up to.
Oh, just going back to the first scene, it's also got Batroc the Leaper for the first time since Captain America the Winter Soldier. George St. Pierre back. It's nice that they brought him back and didn't kill him off instantly. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, because he's still out there. Like he was in Winter Soldier. He can come back, which is quite nice that you've got like a recurring Captain America villain like that. Like,
that's. I think we might have talked about this at some point on another episode, but the fact that they just have all these other characters that are just knocking around in the world, and it makes the world feel more lived in. When you see these recurring characters, even if they don't have a big impact, it's nice to just see a face. You think, oh, I know that guy.
Yeah,
cool.
Like the fact that you've got like Batroc out there. Like, of course, he'd still be doing stuff, so you would have to send an Avenger out to stop him.
Yeah,
but it's not like he's calling the Avengers to him. It's like, oh, right, well, we're not handling this. Like, whatever,
So that also made me wonder: did the army call, or whoever they were, Navy or not Navy? They weren't in the water. Did they call in They must have called in Falcon specifically for this job because he's the best suited for that job. Is that right? Or did they preempt that this was going to happen, or did they call him in that moment?
I feel like they preempted it because they had a bit of a plan, didn't they?
But then it's like, how do they know that they were going to be flying through the air with wingsuits?
Well, I think they just wanted someone to get onto the plane and rescue them. It was just by happenstance they all went to the wingsuits.
He straight up killed a bunch of guys, didn't he?
Oh yeah, like in cold blood.
Like, doesn't he just like take one of their like parachutes out or something and then like smacks him into a wall or something or other?
He knocks one of them into a wall. The first one he gets, he just deploys his parachute really early, so he's just floating in the air. Just like that's quite a clever way of like. I thought, oh, is he gonna like neutralize all these people without killing them? Like by doing setting off all their parachutes so they can't like pursue. They've just got to land wherever they are, and then they're on their own. You send the army to pick them up. And then he threw one into a wall and he like fired a rocket into a helicopter or something stupid like that. And it's like, oh no.
Or Red Wing just straight up shooting folks down and shit.
Yeah, I do like the use of Red Wing.
Oh yeah, he seems to. I don't know if do you reckon he's just talking to Red Wing just as a formality, or he's actually commanding it with his voice? Because if it's not with his voice, then he's just doing it, to have a friend to talk to.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both. I mean, I think production wise it's so like exposition so they can read out what's happening, but I do like the idea that it's almost kind of responsive and a bit alive.
Yeah, I would like that. The same way that the Iron Man suit would essentially do whatever he wanted in his mind. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all like mumbo jumbo science and all that, but you don't see him like doing stuff on his little wrist pad like you have in earlier ones, stuff like that. He's sort of just doing stuff. Like how you said in one of the previous things, I think it was when we talked about the trailer or whatever, that his wings seem not less attached, but it's not like he's moving them around. They sort of just move on their own.
Yeah, it's kind of like when he puts his arms out to hold them, like that's fine, but then he can also do that without.
Yeah,
so he can use his arms. But yeah, that whole sequence in the canyon was just
very good. Yeah,
very very nice.
What do you think? What do you think of his new suit?
Perfectly fine. I didn't have any real.
I really like it. I do think the backpack bit, the wing pack, not the wings itself, but like the actual wing pack bit, looked just like a tiny Hoover. Like one of those little like cheap Hoovers from Tesco.
I really didn't look at it that well.
It still looks good. It still looks
funny to see how his suit has changed. Like because we watched Winter Soldier last week, week 4, which is where Falcon first appears, and you look at that wingsuit, and it's absolutely massive, and it's like all strapped in, and it's like
he's like going to his first day of school.
And then now he's just got like one of those little Nike Just Do It bags, and then the wings pop out of that, and you think,
he grew up to be a chav.
He did, yeah. Sam Wilson, Sam Wilson,
Sam Wilson.
I was gonna say Sam Wilson the Falcon. I was like, that doesn't
sound right. So also in that scene, I think does it go straight on there so he's sitting tinkering with his things. Clearly he's become some sort of electrical engineer of some kind, and he's tinkering on his backpack or Red Wing or whatever it is, and he's
damaged, doesn't it, in the fight? So I think he's repairing it.
Yeah, so clearly he knows how to do that sort of stuff now. Is it still Stark tech? Because I think his mate mentions.
I think he said it's like a combination of like high tech government and then Stark tech, and it's like the standard like Air Force repair people just didn't know what to do with it. I suppose also if he's the only person using this equipment, then he probably knows it inside and out.
You would think,
a bit like Rhodey knowing how to fix the War Machine suit. Like, why wouldn't he? Like, I think there's a bit in there where he talks about.
I don't know.
I think I'm one of the. He mentions offhand. I think one of them is like, "Oh, I know that needs to fix or something." I don't know. I feel like I've heard that from somewhere.
Probably. You would have thought he would pick something up by now, considering he's doing it for a decade or more.
Yeah. That's what I mean. So I like the idea that he knows what he's like. He knows bits have got to be repaired, and
he doesn't. He's not relying on Tony Stark. Not that he's there anymore anyway, but he can actually look after himself. But his friend, I heard that that character becomes Falcon in the comics as well.
Oh, really?
Whatever that character's name's called, I can't remember. But apparently he takes up the mantle after Sam Wilson. And I'm pretty sure he's got like a green suit or something.
Oh, maybe.
So, I mean, might be going down that route. I don't know. Maybe it's just, sowing the seeds just in case that they do a lot of the time.
Yeah, possibly. Or maybe, it's just a name drop or...
Yeah, I mean, for all we know, he could become Captain America and then that other guy takes up the Falcon mantle. Who knows?
Well, yeah, maybe. Or maybe he'll just wear the wingsuit for like a scene to rescue Falcon.
Yeah, as like a reference, maybe.
But we'll see. I guess we'll have to wait. I did like him actually. He was quite.
Yeah.
It was the first time you've seen someone who's like actively using a phone constantly, and you think, because people are like, they get him out and go, "We gotta go," and then that's it. And that's the only time you see him on the phone where he's like, "Yep, checking apps," and like, see, this is like stuff going on there.
He also mentions the theory that Cap is on the moon.
Yeah, which was.
Is that a reference? It's speculation time, George. Put your speculation hat on.
It's not a hand. Hang on.
I
don't have a hat.
Do you want to borrow mine? I got two.
Yeah, okay.
I've got one. Shit. I've got one fedora under my other fedora.
Oh, does it have to be a fedora?
That's
I wore enough of those in sixth form.
You can tilt it a little bit to the side if you want.
I got speculation sunglasses. Do they come?
Yeah, that'll do. Shades.
Yeah.
All right. Speculation time. Is Captain America dead? Is Steve Rogers dead?
Are we talking old man Steve Rogers from Endgame? No, I think he's still alive. I think that's just like because to the general public, Captain America is dead. And I think this is like Steve Rogers is just living his life out now, just in the quiet, away from it all. And obviously they've got to explain where he is. So I think that say
the only
Captain
thing
America's just dead.
The only thing that makes me wonder if he is dead is that Sam's looking at all these Cap exhibits and he looks really sad. Like, he might just be sad that his friend is old, but I mean, he could just go talk to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think that is just because, for all intents and purposes, Captain America is dead. Steve Rogers is alive. But
what do you reckon they told the public then? Like,
just say maybe he died in battle.
Yeah, but it seems to be from WandaVision that most people know. Well, not most people, but a lot of people know what's gone down in Endgame, in like that final battle. And he was at Tony Stark's funeral. I don't know. It's just.
Well, this is the thing. The people who knew about what happened at Endgame were Hayward,
Jimmy Woo.
Vision. Did Jimmy Woo know?
Yeah, because he's the one who said about Captain Marvel or something. Didn't
he?
Yeah.
Jimmy Woo. Yeah, Jimmy Woo.
And he's just casual FBI.
So
not
really,
not the FBI is casual, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but it's all the sword people and then Agatha, which makes sense because the sword people probably have like all the up-to-date intel from every source they can find, and
I get but Jimmy Woo's just FBI, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but I'm thinking if he's working on that case with sword, they probably let him in on some bits so he knows what's what.
I guess, but it seems to be that he knew exactly what Captain Marvel was doing during that battle, and I kind of made me wonder, why does this army guy, like, would he know? But I don't know. I guess we'll find out what they tell the public about Captain America.
Or they just say he went to put the stones back and he never returns.
Yeah, to be fair, they have no reason to not just be honest. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and it just gives the idea that so Steve Rogers is out there as an old man. He's lived his life and he's just potting around. The biggest question is Steve Rogers the husband Peggy talks about in The Winter Soldier?
Oh, it'd be nice. It would be a nice touch, but then she dies as an old lady in The Winter Soldier, and Civil War. But she is an old lady in Winter Soldier, and that would mean that old man Cap is still around.
Yeah,
because he lived through to 2023 or whatever, 2021, whenever it was.
Yeah.
So would she be alone, dying in a hospital or whatever? Like,
and he's not there.
Yeah.
Or maybe he can't go because obviously he can't bump into his younger self.
And
she's got dementia.
But then when she sees young Steve, she's like, "Oh, it's been so long." But if she was with him the whole time, like, even if she did have dementia.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's just a retcon they hadn't.
But then maybe he's just like dimension hopping and reality hopping and space hopping and hopscotching.
Maybe. Who knows?
So moving on from there, we then see Sam handing over the shield to the government, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it was like a museum, isn't it?
Yeah. So, and that's where we see Don Cheadle, War Machine. So,
which again, that was a lot. I even though I knew he was already confirmed for the series, I love seeing him there because that again, it's just like it makes sense him being there.
Yeah, and it reinforces him and Sam's friendship because they've always sort of had like a back and forth going on.
Camaraderie.
Yeah, because they are in a similar position. Like, they both had their best friend die recently.
Exactly, and like even before that, they're both Air Force. They're both military men.
Yeah,
and
it would make sense that they would be friends and keep in touch, and maybe we see him again in the series. Who knows?
Do you reckon the budget can stretch to a War Machine cameo?
250 million? I'd say so.
That's true. There's a lot of Bucky's arm they've got to paint in there, don't forget.
Yeah, I mean, they've already released some photos and you can see Bucky's real fingers on his metal hand.
Did you see that tweet I saw earlier? And it said, "Do you reckon Bucky mentioned this to his therapist?" And it's this gif of him swinging a rocket round in Wakanda. And it's like, it's trash.
That man has seen some shit, hasn't he?
Well, that's what. Jumping ahead to Bucky now.
Yeah. That is the next scene, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like I do like that's what he says to her. He's like, since he woke up in the Winter Soldier, he just jumped from one fight to the next,
fighting, frozen, memoryless, fighting.
Then he was retired in Wakanda for like 6 months, fighting.
Snapped.
Then he snapped.
And now here we are.
And like, Christ alive, that guy's been through the ringer. Like,
yeah, but
it's understandable.
So we get that flashback of him, which I went through and I looked and try and figure out like what kind of era that flashback was, and it looks fairly modern. So I think it's pretty safe to say that's not too long ago.
Yeah, probably one of the last missions.
Like clothes wise, it looks like maybe Winter Soldier kind of time, like the Captain America Winter Soldier.
Yeah, because that guy, his son, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he dies.
Yeah, and like it's possible to mourn your son for years and years and years and years, but it seems to be that it's quite a fresh wound for that man, for the old man.
Yeah. Because I wasn't sure if that was like a Howling Commando or like a war buddy.
I did think
like
that
the
first.
idea that he's paying reparations for what he's done, and he's like looking after his dad. It's like, oh, he's trying to do best, but
yeah. So
I did think it was a bit weird that he's like hunting down old Hydra people by like driving their cars and whatever.
You thought that was weird?
Well, it was like they were like when she says like, oh yeah, you've been given full immunity or whatever it was, or like, all your past crimes have been dropped. I think, yeah, but I mean, you kind of had a whole film about whether or not he was wrong or right about it.
Maybe that was considering he helped save the world in Endgame. They were like, so we'll let you off all the sort of crime and punishment, but now he's just doing it to help his own psychological well-being, maybe.
Yeah, because he has those 3 rules, doesn't he? Can't hurt anyone, can't kill.
What was the last one?
He has to say like, you knew me as the Winter Soldier. I'm not him. I'm James Barnes, and I'm paying for my past mistakes, or something like that.
Yeah. So the fact that he can write all these stuff down means he clearly remembers everything he's done, which they sort of play a little bit fast and loose with over these films, because in the Winter Civil War, when Zemo makes him go crazy, and then afterwards he's like, oh, did I kill anyone? Like, did I, so, but it turns out you do remember, so that was a fucking lie.
Did he say did he ask that?
I'm pretty sure he goes like, oh, did I hurt anyone or something like that? Or he's no, he says, what did I do? Like when he's in the clan, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
But then he says he remembers killing Stark's parents, so what am I talking about?
Yeah, maybe it's like more like long-term missions come back to him. I'm just annoyed they never explained the whole thing with his arm and T'Challa's ring. Like, that's just never brought up again.
I never even noticed that. You're the only time. Well, you're the only one to point that out to me. I never.
Yeah, you know really the bit I'm talking about where they're fighting. Like,
and he's like holding his arm.
Unmorphed. Unsuited.
The Winter Ranger.
Oh, I would watch that.
Black Panther Ranger.
Wolf. But yeah, and he grabs his arm and it goes like, well, you hear like a weird noise and it like closes in on the ring in the arm. And they're like, what?
I always just took that as he was trying to move his arm, but then he realized that he was really strong. So he was like, oh shit, I can't bend this arm or whatever. But
maybe.
That's what I always thought it was. But then I after you told me the thing about the ring, I then saw on a YouTube video someone say about what's up with his ring. And I was like, oh, maybe I'm just being an idiot.
Nah, you're never an idiot.
No.
So
another thing we haven't mentioned is that he's ignoring Sam's text.
Yeah, which is quite nice that Sam's is reaching out to him.
Yeah, even if he does hate him.
Which is also weird because then doesn't he have a flip phone as well? That made me laugh.
Oh, did he? I can't even remember.
Which makes sense because he's old.
He's an old man. He 100.
Well, that's the thing. You think like him and Captain America are like, oh, they're both out of time, but like Cap had a good 10 years here unfrozen, well then some.
Yeah, unfrozen in 2011 and snapped in 2018. Oh no, he didn't get snapped, did he? So 2023. No. Yes, he had 12 years.
Yeah, which I feel like is enough time to catch up with like most technologies.
You would think, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Whereas Bucky, you think like you say, like he was unfrozen, like for what, a year maybe? No, not unfrozen, like unhydrated for what, a year or two?
Two. Well, there was 2 years between Winter Soldier and Civil War where he was on the run.
Yeah. Then he got frozen. Then he wakes up in Wakanda, which granted is a technologically advanced society, but
and yet he's still goat farming.
Oh, hang on, sorry, I accidentally stopped the recording on my end.
Yeah.
George, leave things alone. Part 1, Ep.12. Save. Let's bring it on. But boom, right, cool. Yeah, and he's still like goat farming.
Yeah.
And then he fights, and then like we just said, he got snaps and comes back, and it's like the poor lad's like he doesn't have time to learn what an iPhone is, or maybe an iPhone, 2 years, but still, like
poor guy.
He's very out. He's very out of this world, like more so than Steve.
Yeah, at this point, 100%. It's like Steve had his time, and now it's Bucky's time to adjust.
Hmm.
And he's got to adjust in an even weirder world because 3.5 billion people just came back.
Exactly. Oh man, that's rough for Bucky, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think
World War II to fighting all the time to now post-snap world.
Yeah. Can we also say I think Sebastian Stan may be the best looking person in the MCU.
Do you reckon?
Maybe second to Hemsworth.
But
I do think Sebastian Stan is up there. Short-haired Bucky is that one?
I prefer long-haired Bucky.
Ooh, we're at a crossroads.
But not Civil War Bucky. I prefer the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
That was his best look, I think.
I did like seeing the Winter Soldier like on a mission again.
Yeah.
But I do hope we get more scenes of that, as brutal as that sounds.
No, I like it because other than that and the flashbacks in Civil War, that's the only, Andy's movie, but like since then, that's the only sort of Winter Soldier we've got. Like the rest of it is just Bucky with long hair, like, just shooting a gun.
Why? Oh, okay. I would love Bucky versus the Winter Soldier if that could happen. Do you get what I mean?
Bucky versus the Winter Soldier. How would that happen?
So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it could, but like in a weird dream flashback sequence, maybe he gets drugged.
So like current Bucky versus
original
recipe Bucky.
Yeah, original recipe Bucky.
Original recipe Clucky.
Versus hot new zinger.
Zinger tower meal.
I would like to see that. To see like a Winter Soldier who's out for blood and a Bucky who maybe is like, I really don't want to kill people now. Like, who's maybe a bit more defensive.
Yeah.
Versus a all-out killer assassin.
This is the first time we've seen sort of like normal Bucky since the first Avenger. I mean, I think the short hair is sort of an indication of him being normal. That makes sense.
Yeah, because we got that bit of him buying plums in Civil War, and that was about it.
But even then, he's like he didn't have all his memories back yet. Stuff.
So it was nice, he's back to being normal and just living his life.
It was very Captain America when the guy was like asking her on a date, wasn't it? Like how Black Widow was always trying to find Cap a date, and I don't think he ever got one.
Yeah, I do hope this old guy hangs around.
Yeah, I bet they're gonna kill him off.
If it was a Netflix show, they would. You damn one of them.
Speaking of Netflix shows, do you not think like it felt very Daredevil-y, especially the Winter Soldier bits?
I was about to say that. Like, I'm surprised if life had gone another way. I feel like they might have put Bucky into a Netflix show and made like a really dark Winter Soldier show, and then the Falcon to be the Falcon.
Yeah,
and just follow his through. But
bring in Matt Murdock to be Bucky's lawyer.
Yeah, and then have him go crush a man's skull with his hand. Imagine the Punisher versus Bucky, or like the Winter Soldier.
I think that'd be a cool fight, but surely the Winter Soldier outclasses, right?
Oh yeah, he can. Yeah, I mean he always bested Captain America.
Yeah, but then I suppose.
But if the Punisher's just
bested Daredevil, didn't he?
With absolutely no
no mercy.
Yeah, that's the word.
Right, I'm going to shoot your nuts off, kind of.
Kind of
vibe.
Box with his hand.
Just hand on his crutch, like.
Yeah, give me now, bitch.
So then it
on some dates and whatnot.
Yeah. And then it moves on to a bit more of Sam's backstory, which is nice.
Yeah, I was
with his sister and his nephews, which makes him Uncle Sam. Did you catch that?
Yeah, I saw that. Clever. I do hope we don't spend a lot of time here, because that was probably my least interesting part of the episode.
How do you think? I thought it was quite nice. It kind of humanized Falcon a bit more. It made him feel like less of a side character and more of an actual character, like a real person.
yeah, I don't know, I just felt a bit half-assed. It's like, no, this boat's our legacy. We got to keep it. And it's like, yeah, all right, we get it. Like, the boat's important, but if your sister's house is failing, like, nah.
Well, I mean, it let us know that apparently Avengers don't get paid.
Well, yeah, that was weird. Like
Strange.
this,
Yeah. How are they living? How are they like?
yeah,
I know they had a compound, but could they just buy what they wanted? Like, what if they wanted to get a Nintendo Switch?
exactly.
I
How
mean, it
would
would explain it why in Age of Ultron, Cap says to Sam, "I don't
I
think I
kind
can afford a
of
place in Brooklyn
in Brooklyn?
because
Yeah,
Stark's
because I
not
suppose,
paying me."
yeah, well, I suppose Stark's just like he's not paying them, but then they're not working either. He
I
says there
mean,
was a fund and
yeah.
a lot of gesture of goodwill.
Considering how famous Falcon is in the universe, you would think he could just set up a GoFundMe for their
Yeah,
boat, if that's the thing.
yeah, or like government contracts. He's like, I've got government contracts. Then you should be charging like thousands.
Yeah.
Like that's not a cheap. Like,
No, I don't
what's
know
your
how
rate? Two
boats
hundred an
and
hour? Like,
loans work, but surely a government contract could pay off a hefty amount of that.
yeah. Or if you say to the government, hey, I'm an Avenger and I need somewhere to live and stuff. Can you help
Yeah.
out?
Then again, knowing what America is like,
Yeah,
probably be
true.
like, no, no
Do you reckon
handouts.
the, do you reckon the Avengers had health insurance?
Ooh, that would be quite expensive, I'd
I
imagine.
know they just had Helen Cho, didn't they? She just built them new bodies.
Yeah.
Remember her? And she never showed up again.
Hey, never say never,
Yeah, that's true.
especially with these Disney Plus shows.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
we just
I
had
want the Helen
Batroc,
Cho
so.
spin-off. So
Do you reckon, just a side note, do you reckon Batroc the Leaper was snapped? Because the last time we saw him was in 2014. So in universe now, it's been 9 or 10 years, and he looks the same. So
hmm,
was he snapped? Because otherwise he'd be in like nearly 50. Because I'm pretty sure George St. Pierre is like 40 years old.
maybe then.
Hmm. Just a funny
Hmm.
thought.
I always thought his name was
I'm just gonna assume everyone was snapped at this point. Just makes it easy for my
yeah,
brain to compute ages and stuff.
yeah. I always thought he was Batroc the leader. Like oh, and then I think it was you who was like, no, he's the leaper. I was like, the
Yeah.
leaper. Like yeah, he jumps, and I was like, mine's better than that.
Which is probably why they decided to not call him the Leaper in the show and the movie.
uh,
I
yeah.
mostly know him
So
from Robot Chicken, I think.
really,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But, yeah.
yeah. So we see Sam's home life with his sister and nephews, which, like we said, fine. I understand that kind of story, and I do like the idea. You know, they kind of go into the idea of well, who pays for the Avengers, where's this money coming from?
Yeah.
You know, because if Stark is gone and the Avengers are kind of disbanded, then yeah, like Falcon is going to need a job, like someone to pay his
Yeah,
way and things like that, and especially someone like Bucky. What the hell? What the hell do you do in that situation?
exactly. Yeah. And it was kind of nice in a way because he wanted to come back and be the hero, for his sister and all that. And sometimes it just doesn't work out that way, and you don't always you don't have control over everything.
Yeah, and I like
So it
the
was nice in
parallel
that
of him.
sense.
Yeah, of him saying like, "Oh no, the legacy of Captain America ends with Steve Rogers," but then wanting to keep his parents' legacy alive as well, even though that's failing. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
so it's kind of he's almost wanting to rescue that one, so he doesn't feel bad about giving up the shield.
Yeah. Well, he's queerly. That's not what I meant to say. He's clearly quite conflicted about the whole shield scenario, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, but I'm glad. Oh my god, I got you really sorry. Hey.
He's a tired boy. I'm also very tired. Just put
Get
it
a
out
big
there.
one out. Yeah, I do because I think that's a human reaction. You think like, well, you don't want to just go out there wearing the stars and stripes and calling yourself Captain America
Yeah.
and waving the shield around. And at the same time, you know, if he doesn't feel like it's his, then it's not. But
Yeah. He clearly just doesn't feel worthy, which I guess when you got to live up to Captain America of all people, I suppose
yeah,
it would feel quite difficult.
and I like that. You know, in Endgame, there's that line where he says to Sam, "Oh, you're a good man."
Yeah.
But it's what Erskine said to him. You know, it's not about being
Yeah.
a great
But
soldier; it's
but
being the good
but
man.
good man, yeah. So I guess him and Bucky kind of make up the whole package there, don't they? Perfect soldier, good man.
Exactly.
It's nice.
And altogether, they are the Captain America. One can be Captain, one can be America.
In a big trench coat
Yeah.
with an
Metal arm and a
American flag on the
wingsuit.
back.
Yeah.
Oh, he could use the wings as the trench coat because they can basically go into any shape apparently.
um. Yeah, and then speaking of giving up is there anything else you want to talk about?
I just know we got the introduction. What is wrong with me today? We got the introduction of the Flag Smashers.
Oh yes, yeah.
Who seem to be this terrorist group.
Anarchist, yeah. Anarchist.
Oh, anarchist. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. So I thought maybe they are. I mean, they're the people who are like, oh yeah, the snap's good. Like,
yeah, we want less people.
What was it? I had a thought about them the other week, and I was like, oh, I'll say that for the podcast. I've completely forgotten it. I think it was something like, yeah. Oh yeah, I think I was saying along the lines like, the economy and like, this economy's been ruined.
Yeah.
These people were like, well, the world went to ruin, and you're just carrying on as if normal. No.
Yeah.
We're having that.
Do you think they are super powered? Because some of them seem to be enhanced. Like the guy when he jumps out the window, doesn't he? Or he like kicks that guy straight into that lamppost.
You know what's weird? I saw that, and because I'm so desensitized to these nouns, I just didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh yeah, no, he would be, wouldn't he?
No, normal people can't do that, can they?
No. So maybe maybe there are there.
So, which also led me to think that we know Zemo is showing up in this show, and we know what he did to some super soldiers before, which was shoot them all in the head. So, is he going to team up with the Flag Smashers, or is he going to be against them, or is he not even going to be involved? Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe the Flag Smashers are like the products to find this new Captain America. Like there was another super soldier serum.
Yeah.
And then these are the ones that like didn't pass or didn't qualify. And so the government was like, well, we're trying to hush them up. And they're going around causing mayhem, which is why they want to ruin the flag or smash the flag.
We also we said on one of the previous episodes that potentially they've been contrived as a means for this new Captain. Oh, well, spoiler, jumping ahead a little bit.
Oh yeah. That's could be a thing as well.
Yeah. So should we mention that quickly?
Yeah, let's get on with it.
Yeah. So obviously at the end of the episode, Sam's watching the news as all exposition happens in everything ever, and the government have gone back on, I guess Sam's wishes, because I'm sorry he probably said some, don't. Well, you assume they weren't going to touch it, and they've decided to bring out their own Captain America.
Yeah.
Who looks like
he looks a bit lame, doesn't he?
He does. He looks like Walmart Captain America. He's a cosplayer.
Poundland, yeah. But see this thing? Does he have like a super soldier serum, or is he just an icon? Well. Is he just a mascot?
Is he just the face of this new thing? Is he just there to keep the public at ease? Like, is he actually a hero, or is he just a puppet, or is he just propaganda? Like, we don't know.
Yeah, I do like the idea of him wanting to be a really enthusiastic hero. Like, because everyone thinks like, oh, it's gonna be a big fight between him and Bucky and all this, and like he's gonna be evil. And I love the idea that he's just like, no, I'm really keen, but I'm happy to step aside and be out of the way. I don't want to cause any trouble, but
I saw the job application and I thought, oh, that looks fun. And now you're punching me. Stop.
Yeah, hey guys, back off. Like, come on.
But I'm a stage actor. I'm not ready for this.
Yeah, they put another Mandarin. Do you reckon?
I mean,
no, I do.
Maybe.
I do think, I do actually think he's probably going to be some sort of antagonist.
That'd be cool to see, especially if he is the US agent from the comics, because he ended up being stronger than Captain America. So it would make sense if Bucky and Sam end up fighting him together, because if he was just as powerful as one of them, probably wouldn't need both of them.
Yeah, and then maybe we can get like maybe the kill line from Bucky or Sam will be like, that whole "don't be a great soldier, but be a good man."
Yeah, and he's like, no,
and he falls out of a helicopter or something.
Yeah, and then they smush him.
So yeah, so I going back, maybe the Flag Smashers are a setup to kind of stage for this guy to come in and save the day.
They set that up, and then they have the new Captain America, not US agent, new Captain America go in and save the day and foil all the plans, and that puts faith in this new Captain America from the public, and then they can pretty much do whatever they want. Yeah,
maybe, and then Zemo shows up maybe and causes some mayhem, and they're like, "Oh, hang on, what? Like, we didn't agree with this."
Do you reckon Zemo might be behind this new Captain America from the get-go? Maybe he's like, well, my last plan didn't work, so now I'm going to, influence these government bodies into making a new Captain America that work in my favor, and I can use him to take out the other things. I suppose that is kind of like his old plan, isn't it?
Possibly. Now I'm thinking more like, Captain America stops the flag smashers and there's a big public display, and then Zemo just nerfs him, like takes him out.
Or just
and he's
sniper to the head.
Yeah, and he's like, "This is your symbol is dead."
That would be quite powerful. I imagine if
and then
did
that's
that to
when
the
Bucky and
original
Sam
Captain
are like,
America.
"Oh, imagine!" Yeah, but he's too good and too pretty.
Yeah.
His jawline would stop it. And then Bucky and Sam are like, "Okay, like time to suit up. We've got to go sort this out." They're ruining Steve's legacy of Captain America.
And Bucky hates Zemo as it is anyway.
Yeah, and then Sharon Carter's there because she has to be.
Yep.
I did like in the credits how all these people appear, but obviously they're not in these episodes yet, so they can't credit them.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Like that's like, it just made me laugh because I was waiting for the mid-credit scene, which there isn't one.
Yeah, I was going to
say.
And
if you watch the thing, it's like they do the cast, and it's like Sebastian Stan, Anthony Mackie, whoever, blah 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 blah, and then there's like a weird like painting of Zemo because they're all done like graffiti style.
Yeah.
And it's Zemo, and there's nothing, and then it's Anton Cheadle, and then it's Emily Vamp.
Van
Camp, is it? Whoever Agent 13 is.
One time at Van Camp?
Maybe. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. And like there's like her picture, and it's like there's nothing there, and you think like, okay, these are clearly credit placeholders. Yeah. Why don't you just edit the credits around so you've got other images to use?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think maybe she'll be, or maybe it'll be like an episodic thing. So her and maybe it'll be like in three, like maybe there's like different acts. So there's like the flag smasher parts, which get Sam and Bucky together, and then the Zemo storyline with Sharon, that's like them carrying on, and then another episode which is what happens now with the Shield, or they fall out, and that's
there does seem to be, just from the trailers, there seems to be quite a lot of moving parts, and a lot of it we haven't really seen yet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So we've got 5 more long episodes to go, so a lot can happen in that time.
Yeah. Do you think Sam and Bucky are going to come together from their own will, or do you think they're going to cross paths both out on a mission?
I don't know. I do wonder, because obviously we know that Sam has been trying to contact Bucky. And I wonder maybe if Sam thinks, I need some help on this, so I'm going to try and get Bucky, or maybe it's Bucky. I reckon maybe it's Zemo, something to do with Zemo, and Bucky's like, maybe I need Sam's help, or I don't know.
Because from the trailer, there's that scene on the truck, isn't there, of them fighting together?
Yeah. But then they're both suited up at that point, aren't they?
Yeah, or the scene where they're in the plane. And he says, "So what's the plan?" And he jumps off without him.
And they lead you to believe that it goes into the canyon scene from the start of the show, which it doesn't.
No. So maybe again, like they called each other, the government's called each of them in individually, and they team up, or
because there's a lot in the trailer of them at that. It looks like they're at a ranch or something. So maybe they're laying low there, like
I'm guessing Sam's sister's house. Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah, maybe they have to go under, like, into hiding, and they're hanging out there.
Because he has the shield then, doesn't he?
Yeah. So clearly something happens, and then maybe they run away, and they think, we'll go hide out here. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's like the big fight before it all kicks off.
Yeah. I tried not to watch some of the later trailers just because I felt like they were showing me a bit too much.
Yeah. To be fair, oh my god. They didn't reveal loads. There's just a bit with the sorcerer.
I saw that bit, but then there's I saw a clip like of lots of Sam throwing the shield and doing flips and stuff. And it's like, I don't really want to see that in the trailer. I want to be wowed by that when I watch the show.
I know, it's just like I'm annoyed that none of these are bingeable. I'm glad they're not, but I am like, just let me have them now, please.
If it came out one day, I would straight up watch all 6 episodes straight.
Yeah, and it would ruin it for me because I'd be like, I'm burnt out now.
Yeah, but
I don't
it's
waiting.
Nice, but also bad. I think this, because it's less speculation and less magic and all sorts. I think waiting will be a little bit easier than WandaVision, just because that was literally going any direction and there was no way I was going to know. Whereas this, you sort of, because it's more standard MCU stuff, you kind of. You sort of know where it's going to go. Like, you're not too surprised. Well, we don't know. I say that, but we don't know yet. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get you. But like the cliffhanger moments, I feel, whereas WandaVision was a perfect show to binge watch because it was so weird and what was coming. This one feels a bit more natural to be a, I don't know, like a, I don't know, like a, 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 like
Like week to week,
like a weekly series.
Yeah.
So it's not. Yeah, so like there's speculation like, oh wow, like what's there's new Captain America, like that gets people talking. But obviously with WandaVision it's a bit more out there, so it would have been. I would have preferred to have binge watched WandaVision, and I'm happy to have this on a weekly series. Does that make sense?
I think because of the episodic nature of
I mean, I'm enjoying this more.
Yeah. I think because each week, like the different changing in decades on WandaVision, that sort of led like I think I enjoyed that more as a week to week thing. Because if you do it all in one go, it's all going to blur together. Like I don't think each episode would have stood out enough. Whereas I think this show, all episodes are going to have the same vibe.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm glad each one is is on a weekly watch. But if I was going to binge one of them, like if I was going to pick one of them to release as a binge show and one as a weekly show, it'd be WandaVision. Because I feel like that's just one story in itself, whereas this seems more like you say, like I could see there being well, assuming there's no massive end, I could see there being a Falcon and Winter Soldier season 2.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Whereas WandaVision, I feel like was a one and done story.
True.
But we'll
I see what you mean.
Have to wait and see.
It's tough talking about this in that manner because they are literally both TV shows. So they're episodic no matter how you release them. Whereas if you binge something, binge a TV show, it might as well just be a long movie.
Yeah, I never thought of it like that. Speaking of long movies, have you watched any of it yet?
No, I haven't, and I've been avoiding spoilers. But then I just think 4 hours is such a big commitment, and I just don't know if I can do it.
I caught a bit of it yesterday when I got in. I went shopping. That was it. I put it on, and I was like, I'll watch it from wherever it is, see what's going on. Just because I was too tired to turn it over.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was the end, so it was a bit of the. It was basically. Oh no, I don't want to say now. I should have said it was the end.
No, don't spoil it.
Well, no, it wasn't like a big reveal. It was just like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't think this scene would have come here.
Oh, do you know? I am really intrigued to watch it.
And then there was and I was like, oh, okay, and then there was another bit at the end. Anyone who's seen it,
I just realized we haven't mentioned what we're talking about.
Oh yeah. So with Zack Snyder's Justice League, that the asshole put in a 4:3 aspect ratio and made 4 hours long just because he's a bit of a pretentious dick. There's a bit at the end where it's like, okay, and because again, I didn't know where I was in the film. I was just watching it, and because of the scene I had seen, I was like, oh, I reckon I'm about halfway, maybe maybe I thought that's all right. I can watch this for a couple hours, and then this other scene happened, and then it ended, and I was like, wait, that's how it ends. I was like, I know I haven't seen the last 4 hours, but what?
Oh god, I can just imagine the shit show that I'm gonna put myself through.
I want to watch it.
I've seen a couple clips unintentionally, and some of it looks cool, I have to admit. But I don't know. We'll do it when we both watched it, because we have to watch it because of the podcast gods. We will do an episode on it. I'm sure.
Yeah.
A 4-hour episode. Nobody wants to hear that.
Do you know what you could get done? I mean, you'd have to start at if you started at 6 in the evening, you've got to wait till 10.
Yep.
Oh.
Imagine if they did a midnight release for this. For that.
I'd cry. Good, well, then Infinity War wasn't far off.
Yeah, I think Endgame was longer, wasn't it? Endgame was for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Which is a whole hour. That's almost a whole film less. What was that, sorry?
All right. I'll do it when I've got some more energy.
Yeah, I'll probably wait till Wednesday or something.
So I'll do it when I've got some more energy, maybe, in my life, and I'm not so stressed. So maybe when I'm 85, I'll give it a watch. Oh, okay, yeah, yours is a lot sooner than mine. Oh, I'm all tangled up.
I think we've got a bit of delay back.
Yeah, I accidentally turned my phone off over for a second, and Zoom went to crap.
Anyway, so final thoughts on this first episode of What can we shorten it to? Falcon and Fatwa? Fatwas.
Falcon and Winter.
Flowers.
Fatwas. Fat W's.
I don't. It kind of threw me off that it's the Falcon and
Flowers.
the Winter Soldier. Hello.
Yeah, because they all call him the Falcon, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, you're the Falcon. I'm the Falcon. You think,
So it's
all right, we get
the
it.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
With the soldier. They're the.
So anyway, what was your thoughts? Overall?
I'm enjoying it. Like you say, it just feels like one long movie. And I'm excited to see like the names crop up, like the faces and cameos that have been confirmed already, like that we know about, and where they're going to fit in the story. Like Rhodey's one felt so natural, and like Backdrop and things like that. Like they just ebb and flow so easily. The relationship between Sam and Bucky, I'm excited to see, and more of Bucky's like everyday life. I think that's what most people enjoy, is like the everyday life of these characters.
Oh, for 100%,
and just seeing like what they get up to when they're not suited up and missioned up.
Yeah. So then you get a nice mix of both,
more of that.
which is nice.
Yeah,
I think
I want to see an absolute like go ham Bucky scene where like you see like, oh yeah, that Winter Soldier stuff is still inside him, but he obviously just doesn't really tap into it.
Oh, so we've had the Sam's go ham scene already, so Bucky's due one at some point.
Yeah,
and then one together, and they can do team combos.
I do like. Do you reckon there'll be like, I don't know. It sounds a bit like Reddit fan servicey, but a scene where, let's say one of the flag smashers is super powered, and like Falcon goes to take him out and gets beaten, and it's like you hear that. Oh, by the way, the weird little like music cue for the Winter Soldier. Oh, I absolutely love that so much.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that kept popping up. You know that that bit.
Like
and then we hear like something like that maybe, and then turns around and Bucky's there, and he's like,
and he
"Hey,
beats
you're
the
about
ever-loving
to
crap out of
die."
him.
Yeah.
He just shoots him square in the head. Just like point blank. That's how you do it.
Because that's the thing, right? Even if you're not, and they kind of touch on this in Winter Soldier, I think, but even if you're not super powered, the guy still has a metal arm. Like you get anyone with that, and you're ruining their day.
He's squashing. He punches holes in walls in the Civil War. So if he hits you with that, you're gone.
He does that rather than use doors. Like that's the kind of guy we're dealing with.
He could squeeze your head until you pops.
So yeah, I do want to see Bucky like full force, like just go out and do some really cool fight scenes.
Yeah,
we haven't actually seen him do that yet. Like you said, the last few films, he's just been stood from a distance with a gun.
Yeah, that's boring. No one wants to see that. But this overall, this is the Captain America sort of side of the MCU is my favorite. I think. Yeah, street level kind of, you got Cap, Bucky, Falcon, Black Widow, like all those sort of people. Yeah, those has always been my favorite sort of area. So
yeah, the more
this is my
stuff.
show. This feels like my show. Like I'm gonna enjoy it the most. Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm excited for like Loki and What If and a few of the other ones that come out. Like this and Armor Wars and bits like that. I think are like going to be the ones we enjoy the most.
Yeah,
whereas like Loki and WandaVision and Secret Invasion and bits like that, where they're a bit weirder. I think it's going to be a bit more.
They're still good. It's just
a bit odd.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed this episode, and I'm looking forward to what comes next. Really, from these
Me
guys.
too.
And we've only got to wait 5 days.
Oh, so it's gonna go so quick. Nah.
We'll see. I just looked at my calendar earlier, and I really don't think it will.
No, it won't.
Right, so then. Cool. Well, thank you for listening, everybody, and thank you, Lewis, for joining me.
No, thank you, Lewis.
You're welcome. I brought it back. I'm so proud of him. You can find us all across the internet.
Just various places.
Really messed with my outro. You can find us all across the internet on Instagram and Twitter at the Average Initiative Pod. I've lost my flow now. I was halfway through that, and then your voice came back in.
I hadn't said anything for a while, so I think it's very delayed.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You can find us on Twitter at the Average Init Pod, or at Average Init Pod. I don't think there's a there because we're normal, unlike Marvel Studios.
Yep.
Find us on Instagram at the Average Initiative. You give us a rating and review on iTunes and Spotify and anywhere else you get your podcast, wherever you listen to this, because it would be very nice. Thank you very much.
Yes,
keep sending us messages that you're listening. We do read every single one of them, and we appreciate every single one that someone sends. Like, yeah, we love that you guys are listening. Check out our last episode where we covered the new reveals of the Pokemon remakes and our thoughts about that. It's a bit different from the usual stuff. So if you want, so if you want to hear us talk more casually about another subject where we're just kind of riffing and chatting, give it a listen. I quite enjoyed listening to it back, and I quite enjoyed making it. But then I am very biased.
You have to love your own shit, otherwise no one else is going to love it. I think that's
love it before you flush it away. Yeah. Thank you to Alicia Illustrations for our logo. Find her link below. The logos are really good. They work really well on t-shirts.
Oh, they do. And I'll be putting that picture up on Twitter tonight. No, tomorrow. Yeah. I'll do it tomorrow.
Are you actually going to wear it, or are you still too scared to?
I'll wear it for the photo, and that is it.
I can't believe you're that scared. I'll buy you 3 more. Like, if you want.
No. Oh, it's the first edition. It's first edition. It's limited edition. It's. I don't want to sweat in it. I don't know how many times I have to say this.
Thank you to 3 a.m. Beats for our intro music.
5 a.m. Beats.
5 a.m. Sorry. I was a bit early. Thank you to 5 a.m. Beats for our intro music. Find him linked below and all his stuff. Yeah. And thank you all for listening. That's the main important one. We want to thank you guys.
All of you. Last couple of episodes have actually got quite a lot of good support, which is nice. And we've I don't know, I didn't actually tell you this, but we've now had listeners in the UK, Ireland, Argentina, France, Australia, and the USA. How mad is that?
That's incredible.
It's crazy.
We are an international podcast.
We are. I said that after we had one listener in one other country. I was like, I'm officially worldwide. You can't tell me I'm not.
We are worldwide. I was thinking this as well earlier, right? Could we put on our thing that we're award-winning podcasters? Because we don't have, they may not necessarily have awards in podcasting, but I've got like awards for like literature and stuff from school.
Yeah, I got a silver medal in judo once when I was about 8.
Yeah, I won a golf tournament in my family, and I have a trophy for it. I think that's an award-winning.
Do you think should we do that? Should we put that in the description?
Maybe we'll do that in the intro for the next one.
Okay, let's find out if we're allowed to do that, and then we'll do it.
Yeah, it's fine. Any lawyers can you get in touch? Yeah. We might need you on retainer.
And we'll just tell them that the podcast gods told us to do it.
Yeah, whoever knows what you say on a podcast doesn't count.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. People don't swear on your podcast and don't be offensive.
Wait, did you say don't swear on a podcast?
Yes.
Oh shit! I think I fucked that one.
Well done, you. I don't want to swear because I want to be a good boy.
It's okay.
I'll be the good boy of the podcast.
I'll be the swearer. You be the goody two shoes. Got you.
Right, I better go then. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everyone, and we will see you next week.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye. Good pod.